worthless. I can't do gymnastic tricks like my cousin or anything else special. I'm just boring.
Doing gymnastics or having any other talent doesn't make you special. God makes you special. Do you ever feel like you're not special? This is Keys for Kids, and I'm Zach. You might have watched some kids on YouTube doing amazing things like playing an instrument or riding a skateboard and then thought, I wish I could do something like that. Just because someone can do something really well and you can't doesn't make you less valuable. Your value doesn't come from what you can or can't do. Your value comes from God. See, if you're a believer in Jesus, God has made you one of His children, and that's what makes you special. 1 John 3:1 says, See what great love the Father has lavished on us that we should be called children of God. Our story today is called Talented or Not. Devin was stuck watching his cousin practice gymnastics. I wish Mom wasn't so busy so I could just be at home, he mumbled as he and his aunt sat down to watch Abbi. Aunt Mindy laughed. She's in the hospital giving you a baby sister, Dev. Devin turned his gaze to the beam where Abbi was about to perform. His eyes widened as he watched his cousin. He could see that his aunt was proud of Abbi, too. When the performance was done, Devin looked at Aunt Mindy. I could never do anything like that. I'm worthless. His aunt's brows lifted. Worthless? Excuse me? I don't have any talents, Devin said. There's no reason for anyone to like me. Aunt Mindy squeezed his hand. Devin, you are not worthless, and you do have talents, but your worth doesn't come from them. You have value because you're God's child. Devin shook his head. I need to be more than God's child. No, you don't, Aunt Mindy said. Just being God's child is enough. He sent His own Son, Jesus, to die for your sins so you could be part of His family. That's how much He loves you. Just like your little sister is going to be loved by your parents simply for being their child, no special talents needed. The next day, Devin went to the hospital to meet his sister. He sat by his mom's bed and watched how both his parents looked at baby Iris. Their eyes were filled with love. The baby squirmed in his mom's arms, but that was it. She didn't do any tricks. She was quiet and unable to do anything for herself. Are you ready to hold her? Devin's dad asked. Devin nodded slowly. Dad took the baby and brought her over to him, helping him support her. When Devin looked down at the helpless baby in his arms, he started to understand what his aunt had said. This baby wasn't worthless, even though she couldn't do anything yet. She was a part of their family, and he was a part of God's family, talented or not. So how about you? Do you ever feel like you're worthless because you can't do things other kids can do? Everyone has different talents, but our value doesn't come from what we can do. It comes from what Jesus did for us. He loves us so much that He died and rose again so we could become His children and live with Him forever. You are loved and valued by God just as you are. No special talents are needed. Our key verse is 1 John 3:1.
See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God.
And our key thought for today, you are valuable to God. Have you heard about Keys for Kids Radio? It's got all kinds of cool stuff like great music made just for you and interesting stories from adventures in Odyssey and down Gilead Lane. It's a whole radio station made just for you with contests and interviews and stories about kids like you. You won't want to miss it. So check out Keys for Kids Radio today at keysforkids.net. I'm Zach. Thanks for listening to Keys for Kids.